Are you aware that over 50% of business software implementations are a failure? Today we have a look at the top 3 reasons why this is and how to avoid becoming part of the stat. I'm Scott Barrett, Managing Director at Nova Human Capital, Payroll and HR outsourcing provider to businesses across South Africa and Southern Africa. As specialists in the implementation of payroll and HR software solutions to our clients, we see these go wrong all too often, and it's a very costly mistake to make. We would go even as far as to say is that the choice of your partner when implementing a solution is more important than the software solution itself. I'm not sure if it's been your experience, but we've been involved on numerous occasions where businesses have labored for months, if not years, over the product that they're wanting to implement, the features that it's got, the functionality and whether it's going to suit their business, and then chosen an implementation partner in a heartbeat based on the cheapest quote. I think the important thing to take into account is to understand and realize that not all implementation partners are created equal. So what are the things that you must check and make sure of before actually going ahead with a project and an implementation partner of choice? The first point, have a look at their experience and track record. Things like how long they've been in existence and offering these sorts of solutions to clients is key to have a look at. Ideally, looking for a business that's been doing so for more than 10 years shows that they've got the experience, knowledge, and track record to show that they're actually able to do it successfully. Secondly, do they have multiple experts in that particular product? We've come across many failed implementations where businesses have selected a partner, they've got the so-called expertise internally. It turns out it's one person who attended a course and that person leaves or doesn't have necessarily expertise in a particular portion of the product. And as a result, the implementation is a failure. So checking on that is absolutely key. Our approach, specifically relating to the Sage 300 implementations that we do for our clients, is we've taken to appointing people who used to actually work for Sage in the past. They've got experience, they've got the expertise, and they were trained by the actual vendor of the software. This is not always the case when having a look at your partner. Also, especially in the case of a software solution where it assists in your compliance and the application of legislation, is have a look and see whether the consultants working on the implementation are registered with a professional body. For example, in the rollout of our payroll solutions, we ensure that our consultants are registered tax practitioners. If a partner's not taking their own compliance seriously, how seriously are they going to be taking yours? Also, it's key to have a look at client references. How long have they been partners to those businesses and what sort of references are those clients giving? It's so important to check these, and so seldom is it done. And finally, when it comes to the experience and track record of a particular partner, if the solution that you're rolling out has multiple facets, again, using our example of a payroll, HR, and employee self-service solution, there are likely going to need to be multiple experts on that particular product and its rollout. Ensure that your partner has experts in every single one of these facets. Otherwise, they're going to need to partner with an external party, and sometimes that in itself is the downfall of a particular project or implementation. Secondly, data security and the hosting thereof. Nowadays, this could not be more important. With the advent of POPI and businesses taking that aspect of the information security so seriously, it's key to ensure that they align with a recognized international standard, something like ISO 27001, in order to ensure that both their procedures and their practices, as well as their infrastructure and architecture, are in line with international best practice. Secondly, nowadays, it should almost be a given. Is the solution going to be cloud hosted? This not only allows for the cost effectiveness and efficiencies that come along with that, but in itself allows for the future rollout of better features, updates, and the backups thereof to be handled in a coherent and structured manner. The third and final thing to have a look at is, does your implementation partner go beyond just the support and rollout of that particular product? What I mean by this, you are not only going to need expertise in how to implement those features and best use them, but very often you're going to need advice around surrounding legislation or particular industry best practice in order to get the most out of it. For example, again in the payroll and HR space, this is a place in business where 5 pieces of legislation come together, and you're going to need to make sense of this and make sure that it works properly on your particular system. If your partner does not have the expertise in-house to provide you that advice as to how not only to implement it on the system, but also how to go about implementing it in your business, you're probably going to end up finding that the project falls short. So just to recap, The three key things to be having a look at when selecting your implementation partner is the track record and experience of your particular partner, the security and hosting environment of the particular solution that they're going to be implementing for you, as well as the experience beyond just the solution that they're going to be rolling out. So I guess the question you need to ask yourself is, have you considered these three deal breakers in order to avoid making the expensive mistake of being in that 50% of the budget? Hopefully it's been useful. Until next time.